I'm Tim from Elma Wine Liquor. Today I am here with Andrew from the Fableist Wines and Field Recordings and Barter and Trade.
Yeah, a few different wines. A few different labels from California.
And Andrew is the winemaker for all these wines. So we're going to taste a couple wines and get Andrew to give us a little bit of history and information about some of his winemaking techniques and the winemaking just process in general. So let's start with...
we'll start with Field Recordings Chenin Blanc. So my original wine label, Field Recordings, started this back 11 years ago in 2007, making old vine Chenin Blanc from California. So one thing people don't know is in the 70s, actually, Chenin Blanc was the most widely planted grape in California. And it's really one of the most versatile grapes that are grown in the world. It makes great sparkling wine, great table wine, makes outstanding dessert wine even. So this is from 3 vineyards, 1 in Santa Barbara and 2 in Paso Robles that are all from that golden era of Chenin Blanc in the 70s. We pick it lean. We want some really nice, fresh, natural acidity to it. Fermented either in stainless steel or acacia barrels, and blend the 3 sites together to make a real complete, awesome, everyday white wine.
Huh. It is a delicious wine. I'll get to that in a second. But you mentioned that Chenin Blanc used to be the most widely planted grape in California. Nowadays, everybody always associates Cabernet, Chardonnay, and a bunch of other varietals. What is Chenin Blanc exactly? What makes it? Is it like Sauvignon Blanc? Is it?
It is vigorous like Sauvignon Blanc. It's very fruitful. It was great for the years of trying to with its fruitfulness. It was a very good supplier for bulk and jug wines, and basically that it was. It's very friendly to the farmer. It yields pretty heavy. And then it's one of those things too, though. Like if you want to make a very neutral, high yield type of vineyard, it can do that, but then with just a little extra farming, kind of thinning the crop down, concentrating the flavors, it can also make something that can be very high end too. But it's great for warm climates because of its high natural acidity, it was what kind of California hung its hat on for when they were trying to in the boom of table wine in California back in the 70s and 80s.
Interesting. It is. So on this particular one, I get like a little bit of almost like lemongrass or lemon curd on the nose,
Mm-hmm.
and that very light acidity that helps balance a slight creaminess up front. Almost some more of that lemon curd.
Yeah. So Jurassic Park, the one that's down in Santa Barbara, always has a real distinct lemon character. That kind of brings that lemon note to it, and then the other sort of more tropical notes, mineral notes, tend to come from the Paso Robles sites. But yeah, that citrus component is all from the Santa Barbara vineyard.
Yeah, this would be a nice wine for somebody that is just used to Sauvignon Blancs, or even a lower oak Chardonnay fan that try something a little bit different in a Chenin Blanc. So let's move on to your other
Move on number 2
here.
All right, so second wine is Barter and Trade Cabernet Sauvignon from Washington State. I started the Barter and Trade project in 2014. So my background being in the grapevine nursery business, in 2005 I started traveling to Washington State to propagate grapevines, and basically really fell in love with the area. I think Washington is very untapped still for the potential of the wines from up there, and told myself if I ever had the opportunity to make a wine from Washington that I would figure out a way to do it. It's kind of a logistics mess. So we call it barter and trade. There's a lot of finagling things to make it all happen. Working with vineyards, and the vineyards are very remote in Washington State. Columbia Valley. Typically, the grapes are all grown a few hours from where the actual wineries are at. So we have to work with these vineyards, get fruit transported either to Walla Walla or over to Seattle, to the Seattle area, to have them crushed, fermented, and then I transport it down from there, 2,500 miles I think it is for the to the winery in Paso Robles, and I'll age it, blend it, and bottle it in Paso. Kind of give our finishing touch to it. It's not viable to transport it as fruit. We have to. It wouldn't be safe. So we have to have it fermented up there, then we bring it down. So we work with vineyards, Red Mountain area, also up on Horse Heaven Hills, and then another vineyard up in the Yakima Valley that's further to the northwest, kind of going towards Seattle. But really like Washington fruit. I think just ton potential, like the quality to price ratio up there. Like water's a little bit more abundant, land is a little bit more abundant, and we can grow really high quality grapes for an extreme value.
Nice. So you call yourself the winemaker, but it sounds like there's a lot of logistics involved.
With Barter, it's a little different. You have to get somebody to crush the grapes and ferment them to our specs, and then it's definitely a team sort of effort on it, because it's not possible for me to have two spots, have a winery in Paso Robles and a winery up there.
Yep.
And I think that's part of the thing with it too, because we always kind of put our finishing California touch on it, even though it's all about showcasing Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple barrels of Syrah go into the blend, but over 90% Cabernet in there. Ton of structure, still get good fruit, but just ton of length this wine, and I think the quality of it drinks double what the price is.
Yeah, the nose, it almost smells like it's going to be a sweet wine. It's just very rich with the ripe berries and ripe red fruit. But as soon as it hits your palate, it's that there is really nice fruit, but very well balanced and nice structure, very nice structure. It kind of evolves slowly and has a really long, nice finish on it.
The finish on this always gets me too, with the just the tannins on the Washington wines just really make you want to go back for another sip. It just lingers and lingers.
Kind of leaves your mouth salivating a little bit. What got you into winemaking?
Kind of random way. I didn't come from a wine family or wine background at all. Ended up getting a football scholarship to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, which happens to be an ag school. It was an ag business major, one of the schools that makes you pick a major going in, and I'll do agricultural business, be a little more specialized than just getting a business degree. And then when I got in there, didn't realize the ag science classes that I'd have to take, and viticulture seemed like a lot better option than dairy or poultry and all those, and really fell in love with it. I worked in Sonoma County between my senior and super senior year at school, and then was sort of set from there. And I worked with a guy up in Sonoma County that had grown up in the southern central part of California with a family that had a grapevine nursery. Kind of one thing led to another. I ended up getting into nursery work via my vineyard job that I had in Sonoma, and then started working in the nursery business back in 2003, and go around day to day. I could be dealing with somebody that's going for planting a vineyard that's going to go to a $2 grocery store wine, or a $200 plus allocated unicorn wine project, and just kind of took in everything that I could in my travels. And the nursery gets really quiet in the fall when everybody's harvesting grapes. So I figured, well, why don't I get some grapes and make some wine for myself? And one thing led to another, and before I knew it, I had had my own wine business to go along with the nursery work. So it was just one of those things, like opportunity opened up, that led into something else, and I just sort of rolled with it through the years. And on my 16th year of propagating grapevines, and my 11th year making wine now.
Awesome. Awesome. What's your favorite thing about winemaking?
Favorite thing about winemaking, I like the winery atmosphere. I like the there's just like this excitement and sort of like raw energy around the winery come harvest time. That's just it's real like infectious and everything. Just like you know, just kind of want to. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun at the same time. And I just really like the environment. I like the people and all that. It's just there's nothing else really like it.
Awesome.
So.
And last question: do you have a favorite wine?
Favorite wine? Favorite, always a tough question to answer. With all this stuff, I always say I grow everything from Albarino to Zinfandel, and I pretty much make everything from Albarino to Zinfandel. But in the end, I'm a Chardonnay and Pinot drinker. I think like those best exemplify why wine is a special beverage compared to other alcohol choices, whether it be craft beer or spirits. And just like the nuance and all the little things that separate wines from other wines. But then at the same time though, like go for like champagne, like real big on the like nice, too many to choose from.
I get it. I never can answer that question either.
Yeah, always so tough.
It's fun to ask.
So yeah, no, always is so tough to answer that. The yeah, I can never pick just one. It just depends on the day. Pick a favorite kid.
Either. Yep, exactly. Well, thank you very much for being here. So Andrew's wine labels are Field Recordings, Barter and Trade, and the Fableist, some of which we have in store here, or we can always get them for you if you're interested in trying them out. So thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it.
All right.
And best of luck to you.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.